Good morning, everybody, and thank y'all for joining me for this Nirvanic journey where we get our health in line with our enlightenment. Okay, let's go over really quickly the Reiki principles. You know, I love those, and if you've seen my other videos, if not, go back and watch them. Okay, and hit the like button for me. Okay, please. Okay, so the Reiki principles. I'd like for y'all to post these on a postcard somewhere, maybe on your bathroom mirror, on your coffee pot in the morning, just someplace you know you're going to see them, just for today, okay? Because the Reiki principle is you do this every single day because every single day is a new day. It has new challenges and new strengths. So just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will be honest in all of my dealings and with everyone I talk to. Just for today, I will be kind to every living thing. Okay, guys, so feels good just to say those, okay, doesn't it? All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are going to be talking about oxidative stress and that happens within our body and how it can have unsightly side effects that can show on the outside, okay? Oxidative stress is a condition or a pathology which develops in our body that causes premature cellular tissue damage or cell death, okay? It causes early aging, it can cause diabetes, metabolic disorders, heart disease, as well as cancer, folks, okay? I know you've all heard of free radicals and how bad they are for your body. Well, they are something that is normally produced in our bodies, but are like they're good. They're good for our bodies, okay? Because they actually kill pathogens and like viruses or bacteria or stuff like that. They go out and they look for things that don't belong in our body and do away with it, okay? So they have a purpose. It's called our antioxidant defensive system within our body. It uses enzymes to scout out and rid the body of these byproducts, okay? Or just normal cellular processes that happen in our body create free radicals, okay? That's kind of like the negative byproduct, and then our body flushes them out and does away with them. Events within the body that can cause free radical production are as follows. These are some things that can cause your body to create either more than enough free radicals than our body has the ability to deal with at one time, or just some normal processes. So immune cell activation. Okay, so some of these are normal. Okay, like this one, immune cell activation. That's where the body detects an invader, a pathogen of some sort, and does away with it. Bodily inflammation is caused by autoimmune disorder or sympathetic stress disorder, where your body is staying in sympathetic stress mode, fight or flight syndrome. You always feel kind of edgy, hypersensitive, stuff like that. That causes bodily inflammation. So definitely something to look into, definitely something that's worth taking care of. And I'm going to talk more about that later, okay? Ischemia, or lack of blood flow to a certain part of the body, such as your heart or your brain, which can cause stroke, heart attacks, things like that. Cancer, obviously that's going to be an overproduction of, everybody's got cancer cells in their body, but when it starts producing out of control and really fast, that's where we have to worry. Excessive exercise, where your body's not able to recover fast enough. There's a recovery period that you need when you exercise, and you got to make sure you give your body that time to recover, okay? Mental stress, okay, so just, I don't know, it could be work related, traffic every day going to work, your body's used to being in that stress mode. You see that on TV a lot now. Stress kills, and stress is bad for you. It is, it really is, and causes free radical production and causes oxidative stress in our bodies. So we really need to get a handle on stress. Breathing exercises, meditation, waking up early in the morning before anybody else is up, having those moments just to be alone, just to regroup, just to find that balance in your life, okay, each and every day. And saying things like the Reiki principles, where you're claiming power over yourself to not fall prey to the media and the stress thereof, and the fear mentality and all that kind of stuff, because we know that fear mentality takes our vibration levels way down here, okay, and we want to keep them, like I always say, way up here. That's the purpose of this channel, okay, is to get our bodies healthy so we can feel good enough to raise our vibrations, okay? Then just the typical aging process, the normal aging that our bodies go through. Now, I'm not going to say that there's that, once you reach 50, you'll start seeing this. Once you reach 60, you'll start seeing, once you reach 55. I'm not going to say that. You know why? Because I've seen some yoga master people that are in their late 70s and they look damn good, okay, for being in their late 70s. So I don't think that that's something that people have to fall prey to is, oh, well, I'm 65, so I'm going to be, no. I tell my mom, I'm like, look, yoga, keep your body agile, okay? It's best to start when you're young. So if you are still in your 30s or 20s, even if you're still young and you can start now and never get into a state of, you know, not being agile. Never get, to where your body's all tightened up. Okay. All right. So that's endogenous things that happen within our bodies. So exogenous events can be as follows. These are things that are external to our bodies that can cause us to have oxidative stress. Heavy metals. Okay, if we come in contact with lead or, aluminum, used to, whenever I was young, my mom had all of our kitchen pots were aluminum set of pots, nice Magnolite pots. And, she found out, I guess, 20 years after we'd been using them and heating them up every time we cook and all that, and making gumbo and spin the pot for hours and all that kind of stuff, that it was leaching aluminum into our, aluminum causes Alzheimer's disease ultimately, okay? Because little aluminum chips break off when it's getting hot and they lodge up here in your brain. So people that have been found to have Alzheimer's disease and have had an autopsy after they die, they find aluminum flecks in their brain. So very dangerous. You definitely don't want, if you're still using aluminum cookware, you need to get rid of that, and throw it away. All right. And there may be a special way you have to throw it away because it's so toxic. But anyway, I don't know about that. All right. Certain drugs and medications. So I'm going to name a few drugs that, in case you're curious. Um, uh, Doxorubicin and cisplatin. Those are chemotherapy drugs, drugs given to people that have cancer. We want to try to avoid that, okay, guys? If you already have it, there are ways around cancer as well, even stage 4 cancer. If you want to message me, I can do a video on that too. If you want to put in the comment box down below, I'll tell you about a man who survived stage 4 cancer and was given less than 3 months to live. So, all right, AZT, that's a drug to use in delaying the development of HIV or AIDS. Um, Diclofenac. Okay, that's a pain relief. That's anti-inflammatory. That's like an ibuprofen. It's for joint stiffness caused by arthritis, migraines, actinic keratosis, which is a rough patch on your skin caused by overexposure to the sun. It's usually found on your lips, on your face, on the backs of your hands because your hands get a lot of sunshine from the driving in the car a lot. Ears, scalp, and your neck as well. Acetaminophen. Okay, my dad passed away in September of last year of liver failure, and the doctor told my mom, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, these things are very, very toxic to your. It's not something you want to just pop. You definitely don't want to ever take it if you're drinking alcohol, but definitely don't take it in general if you don't have to. I always try to look for the root cause of my headache. If I have a headache, I don't run and pop something just to take away the headache. I figure it out. Okay, let me do a quick 15-minute yoga exercise just to stretch the muscles out and see if maybe there's some tension in my neck, something that could be causing the headache. Migraines is a different story. There may be triggers involved, things like that you can actually research and find out what's causing the trigger. Okay, all that to say, chlorpromazine is an antipsychotic for like schizophrenia, things like that. So that's a psychotic medication. Those are all medications that can cause extreme oxidative stress in our bodies, including the Tylenol and ibuprofen. Okay, chemical solvents. That's going to be your bleach. Using bleach and stuff like that in your house. I use it for certain things, and that's it. Like cleaning the jets out in my jet tub, and stuff like that for my jacuzzi. There's only certain things I'll even use bleach for, and some people probably would not agree with that either because it's already in our water supply. Especially unless you have a whole house filter, something like that. Certain foods that we cook with, like oils, and then cooking meats, like grilling meat, sometimes that'll release some toxins, okay, that can cause oxidative stress in our bodies if we overcook meat. Fats, certain fats that are not good for you. Genetically modified fats and things like that cause heart disease. So the best fats are like your coconut and your avocado and things like that. Those are the best oils for you. Okay, and the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil used, used in moderation, of course. Grapeseed oil doesn't burn when it's cooked, so that's a really good oil to use as well. Cigarette smoke. That's pretty obvious. Second-hand and first-hand cigarette smoke. Sugary foods and sodas. And that's going to be obviously an excess. If you want a teaspoon of sugar in your coffee in the morning, like I do, then that's one thing. But I mean, drinking 44-ounce big gulp, and stuff like that and getting a refill and all that, that is deadly. Okay. And it's just a matter of time before your body has metabolic disorder for sure. Um, Radiation, like if you have to get radiation due to cancer or something like that, that's sometimes you got to. But if if you need an X-ray done, you could actually ask your doctor if he can treat you as if you have a broken bone and you don't have to get an X-ray. But if I've needed an X-ray in the past, I've always gotten one. But okay, cadmium exposure. You can Google this, but it can cause pathology and can be caused by cigarette smoking or even inhaling secondhand cigarette smoke. So cadmium is stuff that certain people can come in contact with. And then also low vitamin D levels. I worked in pediatrics for years, and so many of those kids that came in even. So imagine the adults that must be low in vitamin D3. So definitely have your D3 levels checked. Some causation pointing to air pollution. So air pollution can actually block D3 from properly getting into your body because obviously if you think about it, the sun is being blocked by all the smog and everything like that, like in China or whatever. Okay, so these last exogenous events, these external events, which happen naturally, create cell degradation and free radicals generated by its byproducts. All free radicals in the body are not bad. Some of them are used by our immune system, as I said earlier. So don't be just overly scared of all oxidative stress. Our body naturally does that within. Now we need to discuss how to get rid of these said free radicals in the body. I am a new age thinking person, so I'm not here to recommend that you go to a traditional doctor and receive new medication for what you're learning on my channel. In fact, if you have been dealing with any symptoms I mentioned here, then let's get to the root of the issue and not worry about putting temporary band-aids on our symptoms, okay? Things that present externally, acne and things like that, that is not normal. Okay, everything that you see external, the dry skin patches and stuff like that, we need to figure out what is lacking in our body, what supplement, what vitamin, what sun exposure, whatever is lacking in our body that's causing these issues. Now, I would also never, ever, ever recommend you stop taking a medication that's prescribed by your doctor. Come on, guys, use common sense. You've seen enough YouTubes or whatever. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what you need to do. Always talk to your doctor before you get off of something. Always do your own research. Make up your own mind. Okay. You know that. Okay. But if you are suffering from any of the symptoms that we did discuss, which you have not yet had diagnosed and treated, then you can certainly change your diet. We can learn how to breathe properly so we can heal. And then there's natural things that you may not have tried yet. It's my belief, okay, that before the Great Flood, okay, which has been historically proven, they found, parts of a ship on top of a mountain. They found, they've had, I don't even know all the proof that's happened. I just know that I've heard it's been scientifically proven. So if you want to look up proof of the flood, the Great Flood actually happened, then you can go ahead and do that. But before the flood, I believe that our oxygen levels were way increased. So I believe like back before the flood, it was probably even fun just to breathe, okay? Just to breathe. And now, of course, our oxygen levels have dropped a lot. So we really have to focus on breathing deeply, holding that oxygen in, just letting it feed every part of our body. You can actually imagine your oxygen going into your brain when you breathe. You can imagine it going into your shoulders. Let's say you have problems with your joints and your shoulders, or you have problems with your joints and your knees. You can imagine that oxygen going to those places. You can feel it almost going there. And the longer we can hold it in, the better we can feel and breathe and anything like that. So exercise also stimulates deep breathing and healing. So let's make sure we get some exercise, whether it's riding our bike or doing some yoga, things like that. So I'm going to put a link below to a breath master named Wim Hof, who focuses mainly on a healing form of breathing and breath work. Let's start with something that is free and that God gave us. It's everywhere. We have breath to breathe, or we have air to breathe outside. Okay, it's free. Doesn't cost anything. So let's start there. All it requires is a few minutes of your time per day and focusing throughout your day to make sure you're breathing properly and breathing deep. When I drive, I focus on a few things. I don't always do this, but I do something whenever I'm alone in my car. I focus on breathing deep. I pray. I focus on leg and butt exercises. I literally squeeze and hold for 30 seconds, and I release for 10. and then I squeeze and hold it again. And you'd be surprised, as much as I drive, or at least I used to before the pandemic or whatever. But anyway, now that I'm getting back into driving again, it's a great time to do that. Okay. Okay. So let's try to add some antioxidant rich foods into your diet as well. Here are a list of those: dark red cherries, raisins, apple cider vinegar. I recommend 2 tablespoons per day. I'll give you a recipe for my daily drink down below. Cloves and marjoram are really good for antioxidant. Cinnamon, you can order it by the pound on Amazon. You can get organic. Turmeric, I order this in large packages on Amazon as well. Organic. Oregano is so easy to grow. You guys should grow oregano. Lemon balm, you can grow that as well. Beans and legumes. Nuts such as pecans and walnuts. Purple cabbage. You make a good coleslaw out of that once a week and have that. That's good, rich in antioxidants. Dark purple grapes. Berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. If you buy your berries from a grocery store and you don't want them to go bad, or you feel like I'm not going to be able to eat these fast enough, freeze them and use them in a smoothie. And I can give you a recipe for that too. I make a kale smoothie a couple times a week or a few times a week. Leafy greens such as kale and spinach. Beets are awesome for you. You can put those in your shakes as well. Anything you don't really like, you can just mix it up in a shake and, add some berries, add a little bit of raw honey. And then potatoes are actually good antioxidants. So I added some of my own suggestions, but I also got many of these from an awesome website called Garden of Edie. Her name is Edie, and it's Eydie. And I thought that was just a precious name, and she's beautiful and just lovely. So she has a lot of good recipes too. So I'll have a link to this down below as well. Okay, folks, I will stop here for today, but please do your own research. It's all on Google, and implement as many of these wonderful foods and breath work and things that you can into your life to help reduce the oxidative stress in your life. If you have any questions, put those down below, or anything you'd like to see a video done on. I'd love to do that. Love, light, and namaste to you and your family. Peace and joy to our hurting nation, okay? Spread light. Be a light shiner on people, okay? And share your beautiful light. The world needs health and the world needs clarity. And maybe it can start with us, okay? The man in the mirror. All right. I love y'all. Bye.